Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm very excited to make because I get to talk a little smack, be a little petty. So the last couple of videos that I have made in the sit-down talking style have been about some of my favorite products, and those were very fun to make, and I hope they were fun for you to watch. But I know that I, as a viewer, also really enjoy watching content about things that did not work out for people and that are not their favorites. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to be bringing you my least favorite, the worst product that I have tried from 10 different drugstore brands. A couple of things before we get into it. Number one, I love all of these brands. There is no tea, no shade to any of them. I have a ton of products from all of them that I absolutely love and would recommend. These are just ones that I would not. Number two, if you love any of these products, I love that for you. I'm glad they worked out for you and that you didn't waste your money on them like I did. That being said, they did not work out for me. We all have different preferences. We all have different tastes. All of that being said, let's go ahead and get right into a little bit of petty fun. So obviously, I do not own any of these products anymore, so I don't have anything to hold up and show you. So I'm gonna scoot a little bit this way, and I'm going to put up pictures of the products that I'm talking about right here. So let's go ahead and start with brand number one, which is e.l.f. I love e.l.f. e.l.f. makes incredible products at incredible prices, and I have liked almost everything I've ever tried from them. However, they do have some duds, and the worst offender of these duds is the HD powder in the shade Soft Luminance. Now, I know they also have a sheer shade. I have not tried that shade. I tried the shade Soft Luminance. Someone on YouTube at some point somewhere had said that this was a dupe for the Hourglass under eye setting powder. I've tried that. It's fine. That's besides the point. Number one, this was nothing like the Hourglass setting powder at all. And number two, and more importantly, it's glittery. Walk with me here. Imagine this situation. You're me, little thing of setting powder. Sponge to put it under your eyes. Dip, tap, put some right here, and they sparkled. What am I supposed to do with that? I'll tell you what I did with that. I immediately took it off and started my under eye makeup over again and never touched that stuff again. I'm trying to imagine what went through somebody's head where they were like, yeah, we're going to make a setting powder for your face, and it's going to have chunks of glitter in it. Listen, I'm all for a little bit of a glowy powder, okay? Some of my favorite finishing powders have a really nice luminescence to them. Setting powders, not really, but, you know, I could have used this as a finishing powder if it was, as it described, a soft luminance. It was not. It was not that. It was an aggressive sparkle. Like I said, I got rid of this immediately and never looked back. I can't speak to the sheer shade. That could be a completely different ballgame, but the shade Soft Luminance, unless glittery under eyes are your thing, no. Also, this was not marketed as a highlighter, by the way. I have checked into this. This was not marketed as a highlighter. I don't love glittery highlighter anyway, but this was not marketed like that. This was marketed as a powder for the face. So yeah. A quick honorable mention here as well to the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primers. I did not use this as my worst product because it's no longer available on Ulta. And so I figured, you know, they've got the message, but just to really reiterate, these were so bad. These were actually worse than the powder because, you know, you might have maybe been able to find a use for the powder. This had no purpose because it was dry as a bone. You could barely pick it up. This was meant to go on your eyes. Could not get it to spread for the life of me. Just really, really awful bad. It basically felt like dried out paint. No. So, yes, that is my worst product from e.l.f. So next, we're going to talk about my least favorite product from Milani. And if you saw what video was that? My powder collection, my powder and setting spray collection, you might already know what I'm about to say. This is the Milani Make It Last setting spray with SPF. There may not be anything wrong with the setting spray itself. I don't know. I never put this on my face, and thank God I didn't, because I read somewhere, after I had already bought it, of course, I read somewhere that it had just a horrific smell. And I went, oh no. So in the middle of my setting spray video, I sprayed it on my hand. My hand smelled bad when I woke up the next morning. It still smelled, this, what, like 10 hours later? It still smelled bad. And it's like a bad. Like, I've had products that I didn't love the scent, but I could get over it. This was like levels of bad. I don't even really fully know how to describe it. It's like some kind of chemical, but also kind of like something was burning. It's just really awful. Therefore, I'm really glad that this never got anywhere near my face, because I just feel like it would have burned my eyes or something. Like, I don't know. I really don't recommend this. The original Make It Last setting spray, banger. Make It Dewy, banger. SPF, not unless you want to smell like a chemical spill. So that's my worst from Milani. So next we're going to talk about my least favorite product from Covergirl, and I feel like someone's going to come for me for this one. This is potentially a very unpopular opinion, but my least favorite product from Covergirl is the original Lash Blast mascara in the orange tube. Yeah, so here's the thing. If you are the kind of person who really likes like the natural, like clean girl makeup, very like no makeup kind of lash, then this could be your jam. There was nothing wrong with like the formula in terms of like I didn't feel like it smudged, I didn't feel like it flaked, anything like that. It just kind of gave me nothing. I tend to like mascaras that give more drama. If I'm going to go to the effort of putting on mascara, I want it to be fairly obvious that I have mascara on. This just kind of made my eyelashes black. And that was pretty much as far as it went. It didn't really give me anything in terms of length, anything in terms of volume. If you've ever seen the brush, you kind of know why that would be. I mean, the brush, the bristles basically don't exist. Like, I'm going to put a picture here of what the brush looks like. There's like no bristles on it. It's just kind of a wand with teeny tiny little spikes. They don't do a whole lot. So yeah, Lash Blast Original, not really for me. I have heard that the Lash Blast Clean in the like mint green tube is really, really nice. Haven't tried that. And I've also tried the one in the green tube, the Clump Crusher, and that one's okay, because it actually has like bristles. But the original Lash Blast was a no for me. Sorry to the girlies who have been using this for like a decade. You keep doing you, but it's not for me. Next, we're going to talk about my least favorite product from L'Oreal. Geez, this one also might get me in some trouble with people. The telescopic mascara, the original telescopic mascara. Again, with these mascaras that were cult classics, like everybody had it, everybody loved it. What? If someone could teach me how they use this mascara, how they make this mascara look good, I would love to know, because I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to put this on in a way that did not just look horrendous. Number one, Clump City, okay? You're putting this on. Swipe number one, it's fine. Number two, clumps. And the more you try to fix the clumps, the worse they get. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, it's this thin, little skinny, really flexible wand that bends all over the place. The problem with that is you get no control. If you're trying to put this on and you put it on your lashes, it bends. Gets mascara everywhere. Everywhere you get mascara. You cannot wear this mascara with a look that you worked hard on, or it's going to ruin the whole thing. And third of all, you know, with the Covergirl one, I could at least say, like, oh, you know, the formula itself in terms of, like, how it wore was not terrible. This one, I cannot say the same. It's smudged like crazy. I really can't figure out how it is that people manage to make this look so good on their eyelashes. Maybe you just have to have great lashes to begin with. I don't really have great lashes to begin with, so maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. But I feel like if you have to work this hard to get mascara to work for you, it's really not worth it anyway. So yeah, telescopic was not for me. Let's talk about Maybelline. I love Maybelline. Maybelline makes really, really lovely products. I love most of what I've tried from them in almost every category. However, this one was kind of on me. Me having the misfortune of encountering this product was kind of on me. So this was the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector Whipped Matte Makeup. Okay. So I went into Target to try to buy the 4-in-1 Glow, like, thing with the sponge that's supposed to be a dupe for the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Hint, it's not. But I was going looking for that at Target, and I'm walking through Target, and I see a box, and it says 4-in-1 Perfector. And I went, great. Didn't think anything of it. Grabbed the one that said Fair Light or whatever it said, threw it in the cart, went and bought it. Came home, opened the box. It's this tube. I'm like, that is not the thing that I meant to buy. But I was like, you know what? We're going to make the best of this. This might be really good. It was not. It was not really good. This stuff, okay. They say it's like a 4-in-1. They're like, oh, it's a primer, a foundation, or whatever the hell else it is, okay? It is none of the above. You could maybe use this as a very, 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 very slightly tinted primer. However, when you use it like that, it will pill all over your face. Just everywhere. It is so silicone-y that it's like uncomfortable. It feels heavy. It feels like you just put an entire mask of silicone on your face. And then it pills immediately. You put anything on top of it, you touch it, you try to, rub your face in any capacity, pill. It looks really smooth and like fills in pores beautifully when you first put it on. But number one, it also feels like you just slathered on a layer of pure silicone. And number two, it's not going to stay that way. I did eventually go back and buy the thing that I meant to buy, which is great. Love that product. Love the 4-in-1 Glow. The 4-in-1 Glow Perfector is the one. Yes, do not buy this. Do not make the same mistake that I made. I'm not even sure how I made that mistake. I went into like one of those trances, like I'm on a mission for makeup, and you kind of just black out. I guess that's what happened. So that was $12 I'll never get back. Next, we're going to talk about my girl, my best friend, Miss Colourpop. I love Colourpop with a fiery passion. I probably have more Colourpop products than any one brand in the rest of my entire collection. As a matter of fact, not probably. I know for a fact that I have more Colourpop than anything else. I've tried probably most of the things that they've ever come out with. Less recently because I've been trying to hold back on that. But I've tried most of the things that Colourpop has made. So this was the worst. The Colourpop Glossy Lip Stains. So I was excited for these. I bought one not long after they launched, and I was really excited about it. I love Colourpop lip products. Most of the ones that they've ever come out with have worked really well for me, and I was excited to try something new. So I get this product, and I put it on my lips, and immediately I hate it because it dries down so drying. Like, they say it's glossy, but it's really not glossy at all. Or maybe it looks a little bit glossy. Like, maybe the finish looks like borderline glossy, but it does not feel glossy. It feels dry as a bone, number one. And number two, and this was worse, is that the shade that I had was like sort of a warm nude, like a warm brownie nude, leaning orangish. Turned bright pink. Bubblegum pink. When it dried down. I have heard that many people have had this experience with many lip stains. This one is no different. It turns bubblegum pink. The color that I had was like as far away from bubblegum pink as one can feasibly get, and it still somehow turned that color. It fell on the floor and I broke it like a day later, so I just took that as a sign from the universe that this product was not meant to be for me, and I threw it out. If you love this product, good for you. I've heard some people really do. Bubblegum pink looks terrible on me, and I can't do it. So this was a no for me. So let's talk about NYX. NYX is one of those brands that I feel like kind of comes and goes in terms of how relevant they are. Right now, I feel like they're at a point, people are talking about them a little bit. Those lip oils just came out and they're kind of getting some attention. They have that skin tint thing. I haven't tried anything from NYX in a while, and the things that I have tried, I liked them fine. So this is going back a little bit, but those Ultimate eyeshadow palettes, the square ones, I had the Ultimate Utopia one that was a 16 pan, and I was so excited about this palette. The color story was beautiful. I really liked this color story, but the formula just didn't get there for me. And it's really disappointing because I was really excited about this. It's not bad. You can make a look with this formula, and it'll probably be fine. But, you know, when Colourpop is out there, it just doesn't hold up, you know? I feel like back in the day when drugstore eyeshadow formulas were just trash across the board, this would have held up against those other formulas. But when Colourpop's in Target, everyone's got to step up their game, you know? And I think these palettes were expensive. NYX's prices are really getting on up there. I think this palette cost me 18, 20 bucks. And not for that formula, man. So, you know, I really wanted to like this, and I was really sad that I didn't. But, you know, I've tried a couple of these NYX Ultimate eyeshadow palette formulas, and every time I get excited about the color story, and I'm like, oh, maybe this time the formula is different, and then it's the same. So, probably steer clear of these from now on. I feel like my lesson has finally been learned. Yeah, these didn't do it for me. That being said, I feel like there's something to be said for the fact that my worst product from NYX is still not that bad of a product. Next, I want to talk about Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild I love. Wet n Wild has a very special place in my heart because everything is so cheap, and it has stayed so cheap since I started using them. It's all cheap, all the time, and I don't know how they do it because it's actually reasonably high quality most of the time. This one I think is kind of a personal preference thing. These are the Megalast lipsticks, but the shine ones, so not the matte ones that come in the black tube, those are okay. They're the shiny ones that come in the white tube. I bought one of these on recommendation from some YouTuber, I don't know. She really, really loved them. I thought, you know, I love a shiny lipstick, this will be fun. I'm gonna sneeze. So, you know, I go out and buy one. It's like $3. I'm like, great. This is gonna be good. So I open it up. So I bring it home, I try it on, and it just didn't feel right. I don't know. Something about the formula is really, I'm gonna say balmy, but I don't mean balmy in like a lip balm kind of way. I mean balmy in like a thin, greasy kind of way. I don't really know how to describe it. It just didn't, it felt weird. It felt kind of silicone-y, but also thin, and it felt like it sat right on top of my lips in just like this layer that felt really, it felt like it was gonna rub right off. I don't know how to describe how I felt about this lipstick formula, but I did not like it. It wasn't really all that pigmented either. I felt like it didn't really show up all that well. You had to really, really force it to get the pigment to show up. And I don't know. I feel like you can do better at the drugstore. You can do better from Wet n Wild. Shoot, these, I'm wearing this today. This is the Mega Slicks lip gloss. Mine's in the shade something nude. I don't know. Nude Mood. These are great. This actually feels like a liquid lip balm. It's so hydrating, not sticky, so great. Of course, I'm making a video trying to be negative, and I have to hype something up. Of course, I'm making a video trying to talk about things I don't like, and I have to hype something up. But this one, just, yeah, it didn't really do it for me. The formula is, it's weird. It's just weird. The best way I can describe it is that it's weird. And, not really in a good way either. So, I don't recommend these. So, next I want to talk about Physicians Formula. Physicians Formula, I feel like, is kind of phasing out, which is kind of a shame because I like most of the products that I've tried from them. This one, obviously, was an exception. This, I don't even know if this is available anymore, but this was the, like, the organic wear line, and they had a liquid blush. It came in like a pump. The packaging was lovely. Heavy, really nice pump, felt very luxe. My one beef with the packaging was that the pump pumped out way too much product. Way too much for both cheeks. You couldn't get like a little pump. If you pumped it down, it was going all the way. That's kind of beside the point. This blush was a very beautiful color. Really, really liked that about it. What I didn't like about it, it just felt very oily, greasy, and it stayed that way on the cheeks. Like, it didn't have this kind of dewy look. It looked oily. So that was the first thing. And the second thing, and the reason that I ultimately decluttered it, was when you spread this blush, it was gritty.
If you know someone doing the gritty who shouldn't be, we're here to help.
Like, there were little pieces of something in it. I would notice this whenever I tried to swatch it out, or when I would pump it onto the back of my hand, I'd kind of spread it out a little bit before I put my brush in there, because, like I said, when you pumped it, it pumped out so much product, so I had to spread it out a little bit. And you could just feel this grit. I don't know, did anybody try this blush and had this experience? Because it was bizarre. I've never had anything else do this. It just had these little pieces of, it felt like little bits of sand or something in the blush. And I don't know, like you couldn't really feel it on the cheeks, but something about that was so off-putting to me that I got rid of the blush. So yeah, really pretty color, but it would stick to your hair because it never dried down and it was so greasy. So yeah, if this isn't available anymore, I totally understand why. And last, but certainly not least, actually possibly least, is Makeup Revolution. They are such a hit or miss brand for me. I feel like most people have this experience with Makeup Revolution if you've tried a good amount of their products. Some of them are great, some of them are absolutely terrible, and some of them are mega mediocre. So this one happened to be one that was just absolutely terrible. And again, if you saw my recent highlighter video, you probably know what I'm about to say. What is it called? It's the mega something, or the strobe highlighter, whatever the hell it was. It's that liquid highlighter that comes in the twist-up tube with the sponge. They're trying to dupe Charlotte Tilbury. Good Lord. Number one, it was not shiny. You had one job. It's a highlighter. You have one job. Be shiny. It's not. You can twist for days and barely any will come out. And when it does come out, you rub it all. It's not shiny. And number two, it forms like a film. I don't know how to describe this, but it sits. It doesn't melt in like a liquid highlighter is supposed to. It forms this like film. And that film is really, really, really sticky. Super sticky. So you just have this film on your cheek, just like a line wherever you put it, and it's sticky. And it's not shiny. It's just a line of like slightly lighter than your blush color, and it's sticky. I tried so hard to like this because I wanted it to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, and it's so bad. It's awful. Do not spend your $8 or $10 or whatever on this. Don't do it. If you want a liquid highlighter, there are liquid highlighters out there that you can get for a reasonable price that are not like this. They may not have the stupid little sponge applicator like Charlotte Tilbury, and honestly, that's a good thing. Those get messy as hell, and they're gross. So, you know, just please don't buy this, okay? Please. This, I'm so serious. This might actually be the worst product in this video. Please don't buy this. So there you have it. Those were my worst products from 10 drugstore brands. Once again, I love these brands. They make wonderful products, but you can't win every time, and these ones just did not work out for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope maybe I saved you a little bit of coin. If so, leave me a like down below. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your least favorite product is from one of these brands. We're all de-influencing each other now, right? Like that's the trend on TikTok or whatever, de-influencing. I'm pretty sure it's just negative reviews, but whatever. De-influence me in the comments down below. And if you want to see more from me, I hope you will hit subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you. And until the next video, bye guys.